Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Cool Down Lap. It is a special one here. It is our 1 year anniversary, so we're doing it live here on the YouTube channel, and in our Discord, we have a channel that everybody can pop into and listen to us live to see how everything's going. You guys can ask questions down there and everything. So, uh, again, welcome. We're joined here tonight with a big host of people in our group chat. So I'll go through the names and we can go through introductions and then we'll get started. So tonight I'm joined here with Josh Watt, our race control expert, Eric Thaler, one of the owners of the league, Adam Sondag, who is in the broadcast booth, James Johnson, the other broadcaster, and Justin Thaler, who is one of the other owners, and he both the Thailers running our series, so they're racers with us. If you guys listen, you guys know that they're both participants throughout the week, and we get to talk about everything they do. So, anybody that's listening in the Discord, there's a option where you can raise your hand in there, and it'll pop up, and you can, we can answer any questions you guys have throughout the show. It's going to be a pretty interactive one. We're going to have a bunch of uh, callbacks or throwbacks to our favorite moments, and we'd like to hear yours from the year in our league. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started, get this thing kicked off here. So, Eric, man, how you doing, man? It's been a while since you've been on the podcast.
It has been a while, man. It's been busy. Life's been crazy. So it's good to be here tonight. Glad I could join the 1 year anniversary to this awesome platform, and happy to be here.
Awesome. And I know we've had you on a couple times before, so it's not like it's your first time on the podcast, but it's good to have you back. Adam, man, how's everything going with you? I know we had you on here a couple weeks ago, and this is uh, probably your third time on the podcast in like the last month, man. So you're becoming a frequent flyer.
Yeah, man, everything's good over here. We had a nice holiday, laid low, had some 50-degree Christmas weather, real bizarre, but here and excited, ready to get back into the league here for the next season of a road.
Heck yeah, man! And we're excited to see it. I'm sure we're going to touch on the upcoming road series towards the end of the podcast. But so we'll be happy to have your insight on that. James, man, always a pleasure. How was your Christmas holiday, man? How is it coming back to this?
Man, everything's great. It's hard to believe it's been another year, a full year of doing the Midwest Motorsports thing, and I gotta admit, it's pretty awesome. Time really flies when you're having fun. That's the old cliche that goes on, and been saying it for a long time, and it really does go by fast. And that just means we're having such a great time, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, man, and proud of everybody's hard work to get to this point, and we're gonna celebrate, man. It's New Year's night. We're gonna party like it's 1999.
Yeah, without the fear of the ball dropping and everybody dying a very unhappy death. Josh, first time on the podcast in a very long time, man. Glad to hear you on here, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Happy to be here.
Fantastic. Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, Josh runs all of our race control. So he usually gets the brunt end of everybody with an upset call or something. So he does a great job at it, and we get him on the podcast whenever we can. But he's busy, so it's his first time on here in a while. So it's glad to hear him on here. And last but not least, Justin, my favorite guy. How you doing, man? Uh oh,
Cricket.
Justin's quiet. He's still muted. What
I'm
a
doing well, Anthony. How are you?
fantastic. I hear Jason
You-
Huffman. Jason, what are you doing down in the audience, man? You're supposed to be up here on stage. All right, we'll get him up here on the stage. So we're actually having the ambassadors on too. So Jason Huffman has been elevated to an ambassador status in the Oval Series recently. He's just joining us on stage. Jason, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How's it going?
Great, man. Glad to see you up here. We got an empty seat down there, so we'll get that filled in here soon. Mark Cochran, we see you down in the audience. Glad to have you here, man. Like we said, there should be a little hand raise icon at the bottom of the screen. If there's at any point in time you got a question for one of the guys up here, or you want to bring up a moment throughout the season that you feel like sharing with everybody, go ahead and raise that hand. We'll get you in here. There's also a message area where you can type out a message and we can read it off in here. So glad to have you down there, man. Hopefully we can get some more people down there and start popping off the end of the year like we should be. So we'll go ahead and get into the 1 year anniversary special. So 40 episodes in, we're at a year now with the cool down lap. A lot of things have changed since the beginning. Man, we've been doing different hosts, different slides, different format, started having guests on. So a lot of things we've been changing for the better. We're working on more things for next season. So we're starting to incorporate different slides on how different things look. And we're probably going to shake up the format a little bit more. So the next year, it's all going to evolve throughout the year, much like our league series have been. So to honor our 1 year anniversary, we're going to go back and kind of just go over some of the major changes that we as admins or race control or ambassadors, racers, whatever we are, broadcasters, some of the biggest changes that we feel have happened throughout the season in any of our leagues.
So
Go
yeah,
ahead, Eric.
let me pretense this to the listeners of how we came about doing the podcast.
Hit it, buddy.
Of course, this is something that Anthony has always wanted to do. And I can say he used to bug me about doing a podcast. We should do a podcast. We should do a podcast. And, finally I just said, hey, why don't we do a podcast? and of course, Anthony, has bit into it and has taken this and owned it and has made it what it is today. And man, I can't be more than appreciative for that. And I hope our listeners as well, can appreciate that, there's a platform that they can listen to, on a Monday night or whatever during the week, just to, bring a, some light to everything Midwest Motorsports. So Anthony, thank you. Appreciate, you continuing to be the advocate of this and grow it to what it is today. So
thanks for giving me the mic every week.
Happy 1 year anniversary, Anthony. It's great to see you turn one.
Happy anniversary,
thanks,
Anthony.
Buddy. Thanks.
It grows so fast.
You sure act one.
Well, thanks, JT. Much like a newborn coming into this world, we ain't getting anywhere without family. So thanks to all you guys for pitching in and helping out along the way. Eric, every time you can make it. Josh, anytime I'm freaking out because the podcast has an issue and it turns out something I didn't turn on. James and Justin for being there every week, and Adam for hopping in whenever he can. Jason, keep racing. But yeah, we can't get this done without the group of people we have. So thanks everybody. Thanks to all of our listeners, and we hope this is a good one for you guys to listen to. So let's hop into this conversation here. So James, I'm going to start with you being the head broadcast guy, calling every race and every series, seeing it all. Um, I guess what big change really stuck out with you in the in our league? It can be road, it can be oval, trucks, cup, it can be whatever you want.
There's so much that goes on in these races in this league. I think there's 200 and something, 229 members. I think was the number that I saw. Or maybe I'm crazy about the number. I read it earlier today, and I'm sorry I don't remember off the top of my head. But there's in each race there's so much that goes on, and it's just a privilege to be able to bring that to the front and have something that people can go back after the race and watch. I think when I started this, I had no idea where it was going to go. And I'm glad to say that we've come a long way, because I tried to listen to some of those earlier ones and I couldn't stand more than about 30 or 45 seconds. I just had to switch and go to one of the more recent ones where we are a little bit more developed and better at, the process of what goes on and how to bring it to people. But I think this past season, the biggest compliment that I received was when one of the road drivers said that he's never been in a league with the broadcast, and he went back and watched the broadcast, and he had no idea that all that was going on while he was racing. And so that was really cool. And he's never going to miss another broadcast after that, I think, is what the chat said a couple days after the race. And that right there is exactly why I wanted to do this, and just to there's stories, there's so much that goes on, and I'm really proud of how far we've come. And I made some notes of some of the milestones that we've come across in the broadcast. And since I'm the I guess one of the first broadcasters of the Midwest Motorsports series, I wanted to talk about all the growth, specifically with the co-commentators, because me doing it by myself and trying to figure out the cameras, all 100% remote without any iRacing experience, not even a single lap in iRacing, was a little bit tricky. And so having somebody to come in the booth with me, I'm sure added a lot to the broadcast. And Colin Huffman helped me out with the cameras, and then I was able to just focus on the broadcast, and that helped a lot. So that was like the first big step to show, the door opened and kind of my eyes opened about what it could be in this big picture about the broadcast. And then after Colin, Aaron Holroyd decided to come on and help with some of the Cup broadcasts, so we could broadcast all of the leagues that Midwest Motorsports had. And so then we were doing, multiple people with multiple broadcasts and a co-commentator full time. And that was a lot of fun. Me and Aaron had some, if you know Aaron Holroyd, we know some personalities. So you can only imagine times 10, the broadcast got cranked up to 10, actually ripped the knob off after we passed 10. And that I learned a lot being able to co-commentate with Aaron. And then this season, just this year, Adam came on with doing the cameras, and I'm finally glad that he's more comfortable being on air with me. And I hope I can announce that he's joining me full time. We've been doing it full time right from lap one from here on out, and it's really been, like I say, a big addition to the team. So thanks, Adam, for what you're doing. And then Walker McNulty, who I know outside, I brought him introduced him to the league. He said that he decided to join the league and started racing, and then he twisted my arm so much I got tired of him nagging me like that little terrier at the heels wanting to broadcast and join me in the booth. And he did such a good job that now he's doing the full season with me every Friday night when he's not traveling. And so those are big steps. And Michael Harris is joining me more often now in the Cup Series too. So just having a second person in the booth has been a big part of our growth this year. And I'm really excited about what's next, and seeing as we learn each other personalities and the phrases that we talk. Calling a race has continued to develop, so I'm looking forward to more of that, man. And it's pretty awesome to bring to watch my own broadcast and try to critique myself and learn what we can do better. But just all the stories that goes on, man. There's so much that goes on, and I see it in the chat afterwards too. And it's a lot of fun to be here, and I'm happy about what we've done this year, man. And this is time of the year to celebrate it, man. New Year's. So I'll have some more stuff about my highlights of the season as we go on. But yeah, the broadcast is going strong, and everybody should be tuning in to this next year as we continue to bring it to you.
That's for sure, man. I have to agree. Listening to some of them podcasts, or sorry, not the podcast. Listen to some of those races, like the racer I got thrown out of it early with my headset, and I listened and listened, and you guys had me captivated as I was out there cleaning up that sink the best I could. Got me to the point where I actually stopped cleaning the sink, sat down, and started watching the stream. And then I was like, okay, I gotta go in here and talk to these guys. So into the broadcast booth. So you guys do a great job, and it just seems like it keeps getting better and better. So Adam and James and the guys behind the curtain there that also help. Keep up the great work there. You guys are doing good.
We also had some great cameos from Christopher Hopper. A couple times, which included some of his original characters, pit reporters and all sorts of crazy stuff. So, we've really seen a lot going on, and a lot has been thrown at James in many ways over the past while. But especially trying to bounce off, everybody doing their different bits and stuff, So it's been fun, and it's funny, and it's I think that it's been great, and it feels like it's been nice for James to have other people to kind of work in and out and collaborate on these streams with, and I do think they really sound great these days.
Oh, for sure. Adam, man, since you're already going, man, what's the one thing for you this year that really, one big change that stuck out for you, man?
I'm gonna cheat and say two. The first thing is just that especially in the road series, I haven't been as close to the oval series in a little bit, but in the road series, I think that the level of competition has really scaled up, and it's not just new people joining and that were already fast, that were already aliens. I mean, it's people in the league who have been here for multiple seasons getting a lot faster and really improving significantly. So that's been really awesome to see. And we've even seen, some of the super fast people, from seasons past come back in and, and be competing with the people who have been here for a while. So it's been really cool to see that. But I think beyond that, I mean, it's cliche to call it a vibe shift, but we really have seen, I think, especially in like the road chat, the camaraderie and the fun that people are having is, really been great. I think that that's just such a strength for us right now, that not only is the racing good, but people enjoy talking to each other and sharing with each other. And if the chat is even talking about driving, that's a surprise at this point, because everybody's having fun talking about whatever it is. And so I think that's really been great. I mean, it's been one of my favorite Discords to drop in and see what's going on, because there's always somebody in there doing something interesting and sharing something unique, and so many different interests and people across the world now in this league. And so I think that that's been really cool to see grow just as much as the talent has.
I don't know another place where a driver's wife can buy used $300 pair of underwear. All proceeds go to charity, which is awesome. But I'm just saying, we got something special over there. I don't know what type of special it is, but it's special.
I don't know how public we want to make that.
It's just capital P passion.
Capital P passion.
Yeah, it's extremely funny when I get a random text of a screenshot of some guy in his underwear racing on his rig, and I'm like, where is this? And it's in our Discord, so I'm like, oh geez.
Look, Eric, overheating is a common issue in a race car. You got to be prepared for the
That-
elements.
That's
Some
fair.
guy
That's
is
fair.
Chris Hopper, all right? You put some respect behind that.
To be
Oh.
fair, though, has anyone actually been in a league where they can consistently see that of any select driver?
No.
One of the
No.
only things you'll ever probably come across in our league is how
Yeah.
open people are with each other. Maybe a little bit too much at times.
Yeah. Jason, man, how about you? I know you just run ovals, right? You haven't ran our road series.
Yeah,
Maybe
unfortunately,
TCR?
my work schedule precludes me from being able to run road or the truck series.
Gotcha. So give me one big change throughout the year. Anything.
I mean, honestly, in that vein, I mean, seeing how since I've been here before there was even a road series, like watching from like a third party, like up in the stands, like how much it's progressed, like just the general community and how it just has blossomed. I would say it's almost overshadowed the oval side, if not for the truck series. In fact, I get kind of envious because since I work weeknights, I'm not able to participate in the truck series. But seeing how that had also not only the participation has grown a lot, it seems like over the last like season or so, the general skill level has really gotten better with all the regulars, and it's gone from less of a like chaotic mess to such hard competitive racing at times.
Yeah, no, I can agree there, man. Truck series has come a long way from what it was in seasons past, and those guys need to pat themselves on the back because it's a good show to watch. Justin learned that firsthand out at Sonoma with those guys basically breathing down his neck the whole race, which nobody seen coming. But yeah, truck guys, great job. Road series, I can agree. Those guys really hit the ground running, and they're competitive over there too. So that's a good one, Jason. Josh, how about you, buddy?
What was the question mostly?
Just
I've been
one.
fiddling with so many things, I've lost track of where we are.
You're good, buddy. Just one big change throughout the year the league's done. It can be anything. It can be throwing a safety
actually
car
not
out in
an
the Oval
easy
Series.
question to answer from my perspective. So much has changed in the league.
Oh yeah.
Be it necessarily for the better or worse, but I kind of have to copy with others, like seeing how things have changed with the drivers, the improvements that they've made. I've watched personally so many drivers that have seemingly struggled within their first races within the league to suddenly they used to be maybe back of the pack or not even part of a pack, and now they're midfield or they're up in the top 5. It is just week in and week out, I'm actually impressed by the many things these drivers done. Be they good things, bad things, or watching people just completely destroy themselves in a nearby sand pit. It's impressive to see.
We saw the guy who sold his underwear on this Discord get third at Spa, take a podium in the rain.
Yeah. As an AM driver. Third overall place as an AM driver.
I'm thinking there's more to that story because that guy ended up winning an official at Spa in the rain like the next day. There's probably some kind of dirty deal done with those underwear. And now he has like
here's the deal.
powers.
You can, the way that Jason Phillips has his fans and all that turned on, I think Hopper must have some sort of humidity set up in his rig so that he can feel that relative humidity and that, and be able to feel that. And that's why he does choose to race in his skivvies, is because he just has that much more immersion.
Well, you know how Dale
is shedding its skin. He needs all that humidity to help, loosen it up for him.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, you know how like they used to say Dale Earnhardt could see the air, and that would make him better at like Daytona and Talladega. Maybe Hopper can feel the rain.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, he got his first AM win at Montreal, and it rained. And then we go to Spa, and he gets a third place overall podium. So we'll see what next season has in store for him.
Now we just need to bring Rain to the oval side.
Oh no!
No, I don't
Nope,
think
get
you
out of
want
here. Send him back to that chair.
You don't want Rain, trust me.
Justin, how about you, buddy?
I would say kind of like a combination of a lot of guys' inputs. Like, Jason talked about how the other aspects of the league have grown. When we first started doing road series, it was like maybe 9, 10 of us in the TCRs, and kind of developed from there and went on, and especially with it's super cool that how often we change things up in the road series, whether it be the format or the type of car. Like a lot of drivers, luckily have that mentality where they just want to come here, race against the same group of guys, and just have fun, right? So a lot of guys have stuck through multiple types of different car classes, and watching the truck series grow has been cool. That's definitely on our list of things to do to help keep growing the oval series side, the trucks and the Cup series, and especially what Josh said was like just watching the development of some of the drivers is just, I mean, it just makes everybody better, right? When you see a guy and maybe he was having problems a season, 2 seasons before, but when you see him, things start to click for him, whether it be, I don't know, strategy or just their overall ability, or maybe they just were trying to hot lap every lap, and now they're really taking a lot of factors into account for the weeks is really, really cool to see. And that's always kind of been our philosophy, was just first and foremost build that respectful, clean, fun community that wants to help out, and there shouldn't be any egos here. So it's been great to see that, but yeah, just looking forward to the rest of the season on the oval side and the start of the road series for season 8 coming up pretty soon.
Yep, for sure. Eric, buddy, how about you? Being the owner of the league, running in 2 different series, kind of overseeing everything. What's some of the biggest changes, I guess, or the biggest change for you throughout the year?
Man, 2024, it was, I guess, was a challenge. For me a little bit. I had to take a little break there for a while, as in season. Oh shoot, was that 6? I had to step back and kind of refocus on some things, and as far as the league goes, there's I always want to see it grow, and my fear was always growing too fast, and becoming this I guess undermanaged uh you know platform that just outgrew our community. And the one thing I can say is the admin team and everybody involved in this has always been dedicated to seeing this grow and continue to make it better. I never, when Justin and I created this, I never thought, we'd obviously be running the what was it, the Legends trucks or whatever they were.
The legacy.
Legacy, yeah.
Oh man, those things were a nightmare.
So I never thought we'd be running those forever, right? We always wanted to evolve, and again, I didn't want to become too big too fast. And we kind of experienced some of that when, to be honest, when we were running the 3 series, being is Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. It was just too much. It was too much to manage from the admin team. It was too much, to keep trying to progress. We didn't have good turnouts on Saturday nights, stuff like that, right? And unfortunately, we pulled away from the Xfinity stuff on Saturday nights. But it's definitely benefited from a perspective on Friday and Sunday. I think we've gotten some decent fields Friday night for sure. I'd like to see more. Always would like to see more, but to have 20 trucks consistently, and sometimes we'll have 30, depending on where it is, but that's grown substantially, and the on track racing has definitely been very good this last year compared to previous years. um Even Cup's been consistent with the amount of guys that seem to join, and the racing's been extremely clean this past year. And that only goes towards people that have been around for a while, and their awareness, and what it's like to race in a league. That's that's substantially why it's been so clean. um the other thing I can say is we have grown, and the thing that I like to see is the camaraderie of folks. We even have a few. It's no secret that Justin and I are brothers, right? And our father's in here as well, and we have some other families here too, right? So we have some folks that have brought in their father or son or whoever it is, to race in our league, and that's neat to see, right? Because they know that it's a place that can be shared amongst each other, and continue to. And we have a lot of friends in here, and that's one thing that that I wanted to create when we did this was, not just a racing league, but let's help each other out. Let's try to be that family, that brotherhood, whatever you want to call it. That's what keeps these things going. And I can only be thankful for everybody in here that's been doing that, and continues to do that. Jason, you're one of them for sure, right? And you've been here the longest as far as oval stuff goes, besides admin folks. So we do appreciate folks like you that stick around and continue to help grow it, and bring members in, right? Like, not only bring them into the league, but continue to hold on to them as they're in here, and um motivate them, and things like that, right? So um there's a lot of things that have changed this year. Last year, 23, we kind of cut stages out at some point. I want to say it was rolling into the season that bled over into 24, but that was an extreme benefit to the on track racing. um and it's definitely helped clean things up a little bit, and also bring a little strategy back to back to the racing. um as fuel, we've played around with some fuel loads and things like that as well. So um you know I I can always count on these guys to offering suggestions on how to make our stuff better, and make it even just a little unpredictable, right? And that's uh that's essentially what you want if you're watching in a racing scenario. So I can't thank everybody enough for what they do, and even the members out there that even offer some suggestions that we've grabbed onto, and continue to even try to develop. So um, I don't know if that strictly answers the question of what my favorite change was, or whatnot, Ant, but there's just so much that's happened in the last year. It's hard to put a stamp on it. um outside of on track events.
No, I agree, man. You painted that one with a broad stroke there, but you hit the nail on the head with a giant hammer. I'll say that. Um, because the one thing I was going to say about what really stuck out with me as a big change is just all of the changes, like our league being able to go in and do big changes, such as, hey, we've ran stages for 2 years, a year and a half.
Mhm.
Let's kind of pull that back a little bit and change up the points format and change how our fuel is going to be, and all to try and find that better side of racing. So removing stages, shaking up our points, taking provisionals out that have been here since day one and going to
Yeah.
drop races. There's a lot that we did as changes, or we've made it change wise.
You
That
know what I like?
what?
Sorry to interrupt, but
Oh God,
the new points website.
yeah, we went and made our own. Well, Steve went and made his own. Made his own.
Trying to take
points
credit,
website.
huh?
Anthony invented it. It's a website.
Yeah.
All Anthony.
Yes, if you have any questions about it, message Steve. He'll
No.
you for me.
Well, I got something better here. I got something
Okay,
better.
go ahead,
So
buddy.
if anybody is in the league and is listening to this, I need you all to private message Steve and ask him when he's going to get the actual website done, because he has these great ideas about the website. And you saw what he did with the point site. Like, it's amazing, right? So I'm really anxious. I've literally been sitting on the edge of my seat for the last year on what this is going to look like. So if you are listening to this and you're in the Discord, please, PM Steve Hansel, by the way, number 24, and please ask him when the website's going to be live that he's been creating. So no, but to in all seriousness and joking aside, right? Like, very thankful for Steve and the point system he's come up with. He rolled that out to the road guys. Shoot, was it 2 seasons ago, Justin?
Yeah, I think so now.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool, right? And fully automated, right? And we had been using some offsite location to house our points and whatnot previously, and it was great, but you had to manually enter the stuff and whatnot. But for this to be,
He even went in the CSS and made the division that the driver is in and the number look like a multi-class road racing number sticker. You know what I mean? That was one of the first things that I got excited about, because I was playing with CSS a lot at that time, and I was like, whoa, Steve, that's sick. But he really, I mean, it's a beautiful site. It looks great. There's a lot more detail and information there than I think would be expected of a lot of places. Maybe just a spreadsheet or somebody posting a screenshot of a spreadsheet. And if you do message Steve and ask him to make the website, you have to send him $5.
yes, yeah, send him $5. That'd be great. So Steve's a great guy, man. I can't be any more appreciative than what I am for everything he's done for us and continues to do. So that the points page is amazing. I hope you all like it and like it better than previous oval seasons. I hope to see, like anything, I'm sure it'll evolve and maybe it'll evolve into a website / mobile platform friendly type situation, which would be great. Steve, wink,
Yeah,
wink.
Steve.
If I can just interject, for those that have not seen any information about it, Steve did actually just update the standings and all that to now include the car models of each driver. This is not completely updated, however, as some information for certain drivers who haven't driven recently may not have their car model visible, but for everybody that has been here for the past season or so, should have their car model noted in the standings now, which is a nice little added thing for both oval and road, of course, with all of the logos that look super snazzy with the rest of the site.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty
The
awesome.
second part of that, Eric, going with the league and changes, is the unsuspected changes we made. So for anybody who doesn't run Oval Series, knows that we ran our first red flag race last season. Yeah, turns out that Atlanta didn't pay the electric bill and lights didn't come on.
Again,
So
who was the promoter of that week?
I blame the city of Atlanta. So get out of here with that nonsense.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
they have to take responsibility.
that was a fun surprise.
Yeah, surprise for everybody. So some of the changes, didn't quite go as planned. Running a legacy track that has lights visually, but not lights literally. And we did our first safety car or pace car on the road series, Oval Series. So, I mean, we've made leaps, bounds, and strides. Things we've talked about in seasons past. I remember talking about sending Josh out as a pace car years ago to add to the immersion in a way. And the getting rid of the stages, throwing in that comp caution, just kind of made it to where it's a little bit more possible at the road courses. So great job, guys. I'd say it's been a successful 2024. Everybody in the league. We've had some bumps in the road, but ultimately we made it to the end of the year, and I think the league has actually come out of it better and stronger due to these bumps. So, great job, guys, on 2024. Michael and Chris, I know you guys been down there, man. Do you guys have anything to add to this conversation? Like I said, at any point, just raise your hand down there. You guys can, you guys keep listening, but
I
I
got
see you
one
down
more
there.
big switch, big change that we did in 2024, and that was the broadcast change from Twitch to
Yeah.
YouTube. So we're on
Mhm.
YouTube now, full time, no more Twitch, and that has really opened up the doors to a lot of viewers. We were talking earlier tonight about the jump in the viewership, or at least in the subscribers to our YouTube channel. So that really says a lot about the type of people that we're able to reach out to now. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Midwest Motorsports is the fastest growing iRacing league on the planet, according to our research, and that research continues to grow. But some of those things is part of the fun to mention in the broadcast as well are some of the family members and specifically the wives of our drivers. We now have, I remember Jason Phillips sending me a message or putting a message in the Road Series chat about how his wife talked to him after the race and was jumping up and down about how he made this great pass or did something. And so that was cool. So shout out to Jennifer Phillips. Also, Christopher Hopper's wife, Jennifer, was always giving him high fives when she's watching and laughing. Christopher was watching it one day and I think he hit the wall or somebody hit the wall. And I said something about, I hope he's got enough Advil to last for the next couple of days because he's going to need it. And Christopher said that Jennifer snort laughed at that one. So that was kind of a trophy that I carry with me. And we now have a queen of the stream now, which is Pablo Araya's wife, who thinks that Pablo is famous because he's on YouTube going out to the world, and so that gives him a lot of credit, street credit in the Araya household. So again, just
we're gonna have to check in with her next year, get some reports from the pit, see what strategies he's rolling with, see what info we can get from her while the race is going on.
Yeah, that's right. The queen of the stream, Pablo Araya's wife. Looking forward to having some more of that going on.
Hey,
So tell your friends and family.
You know what I like is Michael down there in the audience. He's going to be jumping into the road next season.
Oh, me is coming to the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna join the old triple burger gang and run all 3 series.
Is there a 3-car already in the field?
There is, but you
They
can
can
pick
hash that out.
30 or 33. I don't remember.
Is there?
That's
Oh,
cool.
there is an 8. I was gonna say you could
Yeah,
take the 8 and cut it in half, but that's mine. Sorry, bud.
yeah. I mean, Francis stole it, so he could have had it in all the series, but Francis Faustino stole it for next season. So
Francis
Michael
better
to
run
me
at
is
least.
awesome at racing on the ovals, and he tried doing some of the road courses last year. Thought he was a little bit out of his league, and decided just to back out of it. But he did share, and I know he's here, so we're talking about him like he's not here. So Michael, thank you for sharing your paint. I don't know if you guys saw it in the showroom, but it's the Google Maps with the location icon and Google Map going on, because he's going to try to figure out which way to go. So he's going to be using his GPS to figure out these road courses, turning left and right. But looking forward to seeing Michael Samia road prowess progress. And everybody talks about how much it helps him on the oval side too. So Dustin's become a better road course driver and possibly even a better oval driver. I know he says he's the best already, but even the best can improve. So the road course racing helps out the oval guys too, and Michael's going to get some of that this season.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's just heads up. It's hard, man. You go
Yeah.
into the corners and you're going to burn them tires up quick. Get some practice. That's the best advice I can give. I'm still practicing and I'm slow. So, anybody watching on YouTube, want to give a shout out. All the screenshots you guys are seeing going across. These are screenshots that have been gathered by our broadcast booth, whether it's Michael. No, I'm missing his name right now.
where's
Dustin grabbed some screenshots. There's been a bunch of people. that
Travis
grabbed
Rowe on the
Travis. Yep.
on the roadside?
Yep. Nick Aslin had a few in there. There's a bunch of people that threw screenshots in there. So
Steve has been taking his screenshots into Lightroom like an influencer, pulling all the sliders around, making those look good. Everybody's asking him, "How do you do that? How do you do that?" It's a subscription, buddy.
Dang.
Steve
telling
is
you.
hip with the young kids. He like that. He speaks their lingo.
There,
Not surprised.
so if any
There's
of you
not
guys,
a subreddit he's not on.
yeah, if any of you guys, the guys in this up here on the stage right now haven't seen any of these slides going. I don't know if you're watching YouTube or not, but there's a screenshot from Zandvoort, and I think Dustin grabbed it. It looks like you're actually there. So the screenshots, I believe this was after Dustin got information from Travis Rowe on how to get some really good screenshots. The screenshots have come a long way. Travis started with some phenomenal ones in the road series. So again, I put out a announcement. I want to say it was a week ago, asking anybody in the league if you guys can grab screenshots, grab them, post them up. I want to start using these so we can kind of see more of our races, what they look like, and some of the aftermath. Like, you got some wrecks here up on the screen now. So, it's great job on the screenshots, guys. Whoever may have grabbed them, y'all did a great job. I tried to grab as many as I could without killing the Google Slides by putting like 30 pages on there. So, I want to look forward to seeing more of these next season and next year. So if you guys can, just grab them when you can and post them up.
Huge fan of this scene right here of 4 different cars being flipped across 3 series. I have seen at least 2 of these. One of them we called live. Just beautiful stuff. If you want to flip your car, it's absolutely helpful for us in the broadcast booth. It is just the best thing that we can have happen. Nick Aslin landed that, by the way.
Yeah. He grabbed a
What the
gear.
heck?
I think he went through pit lane, but he grabbed the gear and kept going, put his foot down.
Yeah, like a dirt bike, grab the rear brake and pitch it forward and roll it back over.
Dang.
That's the race where Aslan flipped. Yeah, there should be a slide coming up here. I want to say it's after a slide that's on the screen now. It's got a couple of our closest finishes of the season. And again, why I'm asking for more screenshots is I could have swore that there was a handful of Road Series finishes that came down to basically the end of the race where it was hair to hair or bumper to bumper, and I didn't find many screenshots of it. I was actually surprised.
That bottom left one, Ant.
Yeah. I was looking. I was like, does that one fall within a year? And it does. That was actually a fun race there. I wasn't sure if I was going to get that one or not. And looking at it, I mean, that's about as close as you can get. Much like your one there in the top left.
Man,
We've
that was-
had a lot of close finishes this year. Now that you say that, right?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh.
the couple that are on screen, are
You
definitely,
were in one, Eric. Was it you and Ty down to the
yeah,
line?
just recently, a few weeks
Mhm.
ago.
Kentucky,
Um,
yeah.
You're bringing up old wounds for Eric.
Yeah.
James, we want him to come back.
But you know, it again, it's very it's very cool to see the competitiveness like that, and the cleanliness that's been portrayed throughout the year, and built upon, for the past couple of years. It's great to see that. So it's just a shout out to everybody out there that continues to improve and be competitive.
Yep,
Right
for
now we
sure.
got the top left Watkins Glen. That was, I think, week 2 or so. We got a couple. Man, look at the grid sizes. Like that cup. That's a big grid in the cup, and the truck series is always
I
great
mean,
participation.
not this season that just came to a finish in row, but the season before. I mean, I was worried that the stream PC was going to melt down. I mean, we were really stuttering just because the amount of graphic load that the game puts forward. I thought I built my computer to be stable for a while, and now that we have rain and all these new things added into the system, and like I'm constantly going in and fiddling with graphic settings to try to find, what's the balance between performance and, being able to see where the rain is, or now we being able to see where's like rubber, where's debris, where's stuff that's going to pick up my tires.
Well,
So
that brings something to mind, Adam. Like this year, from that standpoint of the taxing amount that the rain and whatnot is put on the stream PC. We kind of had had to upgrade it, and because of the donations that the members had put forward, we were able to do so, and I hope it's brought a lot better product to the table. But again, that was because the members had donated some monies to our league, and that gave us the capability to do those necessary upgrades. So again, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, super,
Yeah, I mean,
super exciting to have that even happen. It's really great to have that infrastructure to be able to run off of, and run these streams off of. And the quality, I think it's visible. The quality has gotten so much better. And I think that, we've, especially not having to battle with the rig, you know what I mean, to make the things happen we need to, I mean, really allows James and I and people on the, oval side to just talk about the race and try to present what's happening. I think that, it's really been huge for everybody, I think, to be able to have that. And even for Josh to not have to try and go troubleshoot why something's struggling,
For sure.
mhm.
Great point.
Yeah. So again, screenshots, guys. You guys can grab them, send them in. I see Ian Bakaitis in the YouTube chat asking about a flip Was that the Montreal race?
It was.
Yep.
I don't know if I got that one, but again, if you see something you want on the stream, Ian, send it in one of these weeks. Next time you flip your car, snap a picture, shoot it in. I'll throw it on the podcast, and we can have it play so everybody can see it.
While Ian's here, Ian and Dustin Reinstedel I don't know if it was the first or second race of the season at Misano did side by side pirouettes, like perfect synchrony, like they were doing synchronized figure skating. It was pretty awesome. So Ian's been involved in it and one of the champions from last season's AM division, not the most recent season, but the season before, and that happened this year. So another big highlight for Ian. So welcome, Ian. We're glad you're here, Bo. Look forward to some more in 2025.
Yeah, speaking of Ian, I wanted to kind of highlight some of our past champions we've had this year. So we'll start with the oval side. So earlier in the year, we had Dustin Reinstedel winning the Cup Series championship and Ty Williams taking home the Truck Series championship. We had both those guys winning those respective championships. And then recently, our own Justin Thaler brought home the Cup Series championship. And John, no, not John, Nick Aslan. See, it's the father-son combo there. Nick Aslan brought home the Truck Series championship. We had a championship episode with Justin and Nick Aslan. If you guys did not get to listen to that, go into the YouTube archives, go back, take a listen. Great talking to Nick Aslan. He's a real stand-up guy, and it really shows in his racing after you talk to him that he walks that walk. So, again, old podcast, take a listen. Great guy. Our road series earlier in the year, we had Jason Phillips taking home the pro championship, and Ian Bakaitis, congrats, man, taking home the AM championship. We had both of those guys on the podcast as well. Great people. You can find that on YouTube. And most recently, we had really recently, a couple weeks ago, Chase Venture taking home the pro championship, and it was Ron Cabiltas taking home the AM division championship. So, congrats to our champions for the 2024 year. We're still in the midst of battling for who's going to win the championship on our oval side. I'm pretty sure we're basically coming up on the halfway point on the
Coming
oval
up.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably mid-January.
Yeah. Oh, mid-January. That's just in time for our endurance weekend. So,
That's right.
yeah, that's going to be a fun one. So, looking ahead, how do you guys see any of these battles playing out in the oval? Eric, I know you're participating in both of them. So are you leaning more towards being stronger in one series versus the other?
Myself,
Yeah.
probably. um, probably going to be a little more competitive in the Sunday Series Cup than I will be in truck. Just for the sheer fact that typically I get home, Friday afternoon and don't have any time to practice. So I just jump in the rig and go. But I have missed some races Friday nights as well. That's probably going to shake some things up. To where Sunday I believe I can continue on with, not having any missed opportunities. So with the drop races, might that it's going to be interesting because it's going to throw a curveball in when it comes to the end to where the drop winds up, right? So I think that's going to be the outlier. This is the first season we've done the drop races, so what happens there at the end, from the drop could potentially cause the shakeup. So being consistent and having good finishes is what will help everybody's results. So, you know, I think you know, from a competitive standpoint, I'm going to try to be the most competitive when it comes to the Cup Series, but I love the trucks immensely, so I can't just quit it. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of competitiveness, Jason, we're going to a track that you found a whole new racing line at.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
It made it work. Homestead this week, man. Are you feeling competitive for Sunday's race and future races? How you feeling?
Let me look at the schedule first because I kind of forget what we got coming up here. I mean, I always feel very confident when we go to Homestead. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think I've snagged a win on the actual our Cup Series there, but I know when I go there, I might not qualify the best, but I will generally find my way up until at least top 3. And I don't know, like that track just kind of suits my driving style pretty well, ironically, considering it tends to be a high line favored track. Me personally, I just can't run the high line. I've tried. I either burn my tires up way too much being aggressive with my entry, or I just get in the wall. So I just like I hunkered down one day and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna run the bottom. I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna try to run it as well as I can, and then whatever happens, happens. And then I noticed when I was doing it, I was able to like be competitive with Eric because I know me and Eric have had tons of battles there where I'm nagging him and he can't get away from me. Like, and I don't know. It's just I definitely am looking forward to that. Pocono's kind of wishy washy. The following week, and then Darlington. I like Darlington. It doesn't like me.
I think everybody can say that one.
But I think generally there's tracks on the schedule. I feel like I've had some pretty decent luck with, so we'll see. I'm just hoping to snag another 1 or 2 before the season's over.
It used to be, you know, Homestead was my current New Hampshire because I love New Hampshire, and and Jason's done ruined it for me by running the bottom, because I always thought, you know, that's a top lane track, nobody can beat anybody at the top, and then both him and actually Mike down there, you know, we've all three have had some really good battles at Homestead, and I still love Homestead, don't get me wrong, but you know, it used to be like my top favorite track, but now New Hampshire is, thanks to you two.
yeah, definitely. Shout out to Scamilla, man. I forgot to mention. Yeah, he's always pretty competitive there too. I actually took that same mentality when we were at Kansas last time, and I was just getting really frustrated wanting the highline. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna run the bottom, and I'll see how it is. And it actually started turning out pretty well for me there too. So that might be another future track I can run for you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, as you know, Eric hated Kansas since the get-go, so
yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Justin, buddy. Oh, I know we got the road series starting up here shortly. What, another couple weeks, 2-3 weeks. I mean, and you're invested in running the trucks and Cup Series. How's your outlook looking for everything? Are we looking like a smooth start for road, and are you looking to be competitive in the? I think you're second place now to Eric in Cup points. So, are you looking to keep that competitiveness going and give him a fight down to the end?
Yeah, if you'd stay the hell away from me on track.
Wow.
What do you mean? Wow.
Oh, take that Pez dispenser. I want you to mail that back. Thank you.
You can come get it.
I'd like the candy back.
You
too.
want
I
it back?
really
You
do
come
that.
get it yourself.
Sorry,
No.
I'm reading the standings here. He's in fourth. He's tied with Aaron. He's tied with Aaron in third. You know, so
You won't stay the hell away from me, Anthony.
Oh, dang it. My bad, buddy.
Hey, you know what? Shout out to Aaron. He's been running well this season.
Dude,
Yeah.
Aaron has surprised me. You know, with somebody as goofy as him, and we all love Aaron, but there's no denying he's a goofball.
But
He knows how to shave.
It's pleasantly surprising to see him holding his own.
shaving
in
balls
Cup
on the
Series.
track and off the track.
He's
Right.
He's got some sort of deal made one way or the other. But no, it's good to see Aaron hanging in tough. But just try. I mean, I realistically Road Series. I mean, my goals never change. It's just try to be in the top 10 at the season finish. Point standing wise, there's just uber amount of competition there once you reach the I guess the topper or the top tier of the drivers that we have. Just dudes are just lights out fast lap after lap after lap. So I just go try to have fun, have battles with maybe Steve and Gleckner and the other ambassadors like Francis and those guys. So I get my enjoyment on Tuesday nights just having fun, racing those guys hard and clean. Maybe could sneak in. I think I had a top 5 this year. I had a good run at Bathurst before I had some PC troubles, but it'll be interesting going to the GT3. I haven't driven them in so long, so kind of new car to get grips on and things like that as far as the road series go. And truck series, just go have fun, have a big field to run with, and just have fun racing. And Cup, just try and get some consistency back. It's a long season still, but the clock's ticking, so just have some fun. And I'd like to win on an oval at least once.
You want a championship? Get out of here.
Yeah.
I got my trophy next to me.
What's that, Adam?
I said, let the little guy have dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got 3 champions in here now, and Michael down below.
Yep.
Pretty well represented.
We might need to do a group photo with all of our trophies at some point.
Huh. Yeah, I'll just have to see myself out of that one.
You'll get one day, buddy. I believe in you.
Stand on the edge. We'll crop you out. Don't worry about it.
Justin, if you just want to take a season off in Cub, maybe.
Yeah.
I want to get away from them. Jesus.
That'd be the best way. Take a season off, go on vacation. I can win my championship. You can come back.
It's not like it's new. I mean, you just see red when the 2's in front of you or beside you. That wheel opens up rather quickly on corner exit. I get it. Fine.
Hey, listen here, dogleg. So James, see you on mute there. There you are. Broadcast. What are you looking forward to, man, over the next handful of weeks here in the oval side and with the road series starting back up here in a couple weeks?
And well, like you mentioned, the oval series is coming up on the halfway point. Race 10 is next out of 21 or something like that. So that's going to be exciting. It's too early to tell and too close to call. But I am chomping at the bit. My hands are warming each other up as we speak to see what this multi-class racing is going to be like with on the road series with GT4 and GT3. Split qualifying, split starts. It's going to be interesting to watch the race play out, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the broadcast works too with managing 2 starts. So me and Adam, we're going to have to work together on trying to figure out how we're going to call and look at the timing screen. We're going to need a third set of eyes to keep it all together, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think the road series drivers are looking forward to it as much as I am. And I think there are over 40 cars registered already, and I don't think we've had any recruitment races yet either. So
hold on, 53 total thus far.
53 cars on
We'd
the
have to upgrade the streaming PC again to be able to handle everyone.
We have to have another charity race for broadcast donation race. Oh man, I can't wait.
Again, asking for your financial support.
Yeah, we're going to need Hopper to sell a lot more than underwear.
for $2 a day.
Every-
For $2 a day, you can sponsor an iRacing league.
Yeah.
Right.
Every $2 of Christopher Hopper's 2000 album will
Yeah.
go to Midwest Motorsports. He's on board.
Let's see if we can get a nice sad song to play in the background as we're playing our promo video.
Okay, wait. What about you, Ant? What are you most looking forward to this season upcoming? You've been asking all the questions. Let's turn to the table.
Oh, everything, man. I'm looking forward to trying to finish out my cup season with some dignity and actually, get a couple more top tens. Trying to go back to after our Bristol scuffle, run in, whatever you'd like to call it, between myself and the two. I would like to go back to trying to stay away from the two as much as possible. I'd like to kind of flip that narrative though, because normally he's up near the front and I'm kind of midfield, so I'd like him to go back to the midfield and I go up front. But
Thanks for
Well,
inviting me for that.
That doesn't
shuffle,
make
by
it
the way.
right, you know.
oh, did you get involved in that wreck, Jason?
Yeah, you washed up right in front of me, and I was pinched to the middle.
Bruh,
Mm,
I'm sorry.
Thanks for having my back, Jason.
Fight.
Yeah. He had
Common
some unfinished
denominator,
business.
the number 8. Big surprise.
Wow.
Was that-
Instant meatball.
I was gonna say, was that the last season at Phoenix when you ran over Dustin on the green white checker, or was that 2 seasons ago?
2 seasons ago. 2 seasons. Because we implemented the it was right before the short season because we implemented the 5 lap incident penalty,
Yeah, that's right.
and that came up as a question. They asked me like, so if what you did to Dustin happened, I was like, yeah, technically I'd get a penalty for it. Yeah, that was, so I'm gonna say this: league racing has really opened my eyes to knowing how inexperienced whenever I get a lead, because I did basically the same thing at Watkins Glen. Was that last season, James? When I was running away with that race, Justin didn't show up, so that's really the only reason. But I want to say it was our short season. I was running away with the race and came up on the 22 in the bus stop, and instead of using my head thinking I have a 20-second lead, why don't I make this pass after the bus stop? I forced it in the bus stop and wrecked myself. So
Stuffed it in the guardrail. Yep.
Yep. So there's a lot of learning going on here for somebody that doesn't get to win a lot of races or lead a lot of laps. And Phoenix was one of those ones too. I knew I had a tire advantage on Dustin, and I just kind of forced the car in there in turn. What is that nowadays? Turn 3.
3 3/4, maybe.
Yeah, 3 3/4, and just kind of stuffed it in there and got in a little too hot and put the nose in the back of his car. I mean, it's something that comes with experience doing those things, and unfortunately I don't get a whole lot of experience leading, so it's stuff I learned, and unfortunately I just don't learn when that 2 car's around me, so just kind of come together. It's like we got magnets, man.
I'd like to know who Josh is looking forward to giving a drive-through to this upcoming season. And
Anybody who breaks the rules better be your answer, Josh.
I don't think anyone is looking forward to any of the rule changes that might result in me having to issue more penalties. There may be select drivers, not going to name any names at the moment, but you know who you are that's going to get super excited when somebody else gets a penalty. Until it turns around and hits them, then they'll probably whine and complain, But not going to mention any certain drivers that I'm aware of that like to overly celebrate when somebody else gets penalized.
Can I get a black flag clear?
Oh my God! So that was I don't know how to say it, man. Like, it was extremely extensive when we first started out. Like seasons 1 through 5, probably 1 through 4. The amount of people that would try to get their black flags cleared for for speeding in the pits or something like that. It's like super ridiculous, right? And all I can say is, man, we are super thankful for Josh joining us and taking control of that, because I don't think I've heard black flag clear other than passing under yellow. So that that's been an extreme help, since he's joined. So
Mhm.
can't thank you enough.
Really, I mean, sorry, go ahead, Josh. It's
I was
your
just going to say, the
spotlight.
amount of drivers that are like, oh, Josh needs to race more. Yeah, what are you going to do when nobody's there to clear your black flags or do this or fix that during the race if
Yeah.
I'm currently driving?
Yeah.
Not to say that I don't want to, but you guys need someone that's going to cover that aspect for you.
But
Well,
that
and those of us that watched the race at Charlotte, the fun run that you did drive, we know what happens when the safety car does come out. It's not
Exactly.
very safe.
I knew I
To be
missed the
fair,
screenshot.
in my opinion, I didn't expect the Mustang to actually grip up the way it was. I was hoping to do one of those cool, Mustang type of spins, but apparently I forgot this thing is highly magnetic to stuff and just likes to nail the nearest thing. Sadly, a certain fellow driver had to be that thing that I had to nail.
You know what? One of my favorite things here, maybe, well, not my favorite, but something that I completely forgot about was the team fun run event that Odell hosted a couple weeks ago. He did a great job. He just shuffled pro and am drivers and then funneled in, maybe some oval drivers who participated on the random team. So, it was cool. I got to hang out with Nick Kaluguru, somebody I probably wouldn't hang out for a couple hours with, voice chatting and just kind of getting to know each other and talking about sim racing and things going forward. But Josh and Chase Fincher were partnered up. And like right after the race was like Chase was like, that was a lot of fun. Had no idea Josh doesn't drive in real life. But I mean, I don't know, guys. Eric and I have always tried to really tell you how much we appreciate all of our admins and our members in general. But and we do say it a lot, but really, to find a group of guys just willing to dedicate their own time, listen to us, ask them to do things on our behalf for the league, or things the drivers participate or give us feedback when we have polls and things like that. Like, truly, it's been a pleasure, and we're so grateful for the community that we wouldn't have without any of you guys. So,
Yeah.
it's been an awesome long time so far, but we're still young.
For sure. So before I wrap this up, I gotta make one joke, and then I'm gonna ask you guys if you have anything else. But Josh, the Mustang-like spin is not possible in iRacing. The crowd is in the stands, not on the track.
That is true. I also, in fairness, I completely forgot that the Mustang is a lot longer of a car, and the section of Charlotte is not as wide as I thought it was. I thought I had a lot more room than apparently I actually did. I'm just amazed I didn't Austin Powers it.
Just keep an eye out for the iRacing update coming where they add light poles. That's going to be huge for Mustang drivers everywhere.
Sidewalks with people with cell phones taking
They'll
videos.
install the light poles, but they probably won't turn on.
That's
Nope.
right. That's right.
If Anthony
All the-
had any input, that's for damn sure.
Their new update where you can curb your wheels on the median.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I was gonna say that Atlanta incident wasn't the first time we had a red flag incident, because I don't know if you guys remember when we ran Homestead at Xfinity that one time, and the server just crashed it and dropped us all out of it.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Oh,
well, I do remember
yeah.
that actually. Yeah, I do
'Cause
remember that.
me and Eric, me and Dustin were like fighting for like the lead. It was like the start of like the last stage, and then like
Yep.
it just cut out.
Yep. I do remember that. That was terrible.
Yeah, there was some controversy. I never ran the Xfinity, but I heard there's quite the controversy in that Midwest Motorsports stewards are gonna take that on their hands after that race.
I think a
Yeah.
hurricane hit the truck.
I do recall this wasn't well, same thing, right? Like I do recall an Xfinity. What's with the Xfinity race? I guess I'm glad we don't have this anymore because the Xfinity was legit like one of the reasons why I started to look for Josh. Because at Nashville, not the super speedway at the fairgrounds.
Oh no!
Do you remember that when we
I
had
remember the cup
Yes.
one.
so we had a Xfinity issue where we had to stop everybody on the track, and then we had people going around and around. Still, it was a mess.
I remember we stopped the race like right on the front stretch,
Yep.
and we had to reorganize everything, figure out the laps, wave people around. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Was that before or after we got the new software that ran stuff like that for us, instead of me actually having to fiddle in iRacing to figure out how to make everything work?
Yeah, I think it was definitely before. It was
That's
a
what I'm
mess.
thinking. I'm so grateful for the software that we use now.
Real quick shout out to Clarence Prince, who's in the audience now. Clarence, you have one of the best queue ups on your mic in the Cup Series. It sounds so legit.
Yes.
Coming over the mic, we get the engine noise. It must be pumping through your speakers, so it sounds like you're actually in the race car. And I want to tell you, I appreciate it. That is no sarcasm at all. That is the most realistic mic up I have heard in racing, and we need more of that. So, welcome to the chat. Glad you made it. But we're just getting ready to close the bar down. So,
I just get a little scared when he starts speaking tongues in the chat.
Yeah, Clarence.
Yeah, I think we're all confused by that
Yeah,
one. What are those commands?
Clarence, if we could help you, man, I don't know if you have macros set, but your commands in iRacing, the text doesn't add up, man.
yeah, there's a bunch of like random letters and things that pop up throughout the race, and we're kind of wondering like, is Clarence speaking to us or is Clarence trying to do a macro? But regardless, we appreciate you, man. Again, do not change anything with that microphone. That is the best cue up whenever we hear the car sounds come on and you're pitting in or coming out of the pits. It adds to the realism, and we appreciate the heck out of it. So,
Or don't change your paint scheme. We can always count on you being in a Red Bull car.
So before we close this thing down, does anybody have any last words before we start into the year of 2025 and all the festivities that involve that?
I guess just to add, like, again, thank you, Anthony. Thanks for continuing this platform and keeping this going. Again, I hope everybody's seeing the benefits of this, and anybody has any suggestions or things they'd like to hear on the podcast, feel free to present that. We I know Anthony's done really good, and the guys here that have been consistent, Justin and James, it pulling in some drivers and whatnot to speak is really cool. So, I hope we continue this and continue to keep it going to the extent it is, and I'm sure you'll see it grow just like we have grown, Midwest Motorsports in the past, 3 years. So, there'll definitely be some changes, I'm sure, coming in the future for the benefit. And I think I can speak for all the admins here, and Justin, of course, is we're not afraid to try something. We've tried things in the past, they haven't worked out, and we have been able to, thanks to this team, maneuver and basically drop it and move on, right? That's one thing that I respect gratefully about this team is that we own our mistakes and we'll move forward. And that's the biggest thing is we can't evolve and continue to grow without, thinking about what we can do to make this better. We can do the same thing over and over every season, and just continue to have the same, uh, you know, whatever it is, right? Like we can continue to have stages or whatever. Uh, but the only way we evolve and make the racing better, make the league better is by evolving and thinking about ideas that may be presented by you, the driver, or obviously somebody here in the admin team. But we aren't afraid to try those things, and if we fail, okay, we'll own it and move on next season to something different. But it's always been exciting, the last few years that we've kind of changed things up a little bit, and we're starting to hit our stride with some things that are working, and I'm always excited to see new seasons come out and new years come about, because we always have uh, a way to make things better, and we always see those things throughout the season, and just take note of it. So thanks to everybody that joins every week and continues to watch and be a part of Midwest Motorsports. We really appreciate that, obviously, and thank you for helping us grow. Thank you to each and every one of you that are contributors to this. It is a special thing, and it is something that I'm very extremely proud of. And I know Justin is too. This is definitely something that again we want to continue to evolve and grow, and we are doing so. It's come a long way in the last few years. So again, appreciate everybody. Thank you for your commitment, and thank you for being members of Midwest Motorsports.
Yep. And with that, we're going to go ahead and close down the podcast for the night. So I'd like to thank all of our hosts up here on the stage. Jason, thanks for coming and representing the ambassadors. Adam, thanks for joining us again, fourth time in a little over a month. So becoming a frequent flyer here. Josh, always great to have you. Hopefully we can have you on more throughout the year. And Eric, always good to hear from you, buddy, even though we know you have a busy schedule. So,
yeah, man, appreciate being here. Thank you.
No problem, buddy. I know James, Justin, myself, week after week, enjoy bringing you guys breakdowns from all the live racing action and all of our league stuff. So let's go into 2025 and have ourselves a great year of racing and just a great year in general. So we will catch you all next week with the regular running of the cool down lap with some league racing from Homestead with the truck and cup. So until then, everybody have a great and safe holiday.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New
Thank
Year,
you.
everybody.
Cheers.
2024. Don't forget to stay in your lane. Good night, everybody. Happy New Year.